and the ancestors are looking out for us. God Hayes is exposing them, man.
Okay, you see that chair right there? See how big it is?
Yeah.
Now look at the Pope chair under it. Scroll down, look at the Pope chair under it.
Never have it been made so clear.
Young TV. Young.
We running the game right now.
Young TV.
Time to take over.
Young
We the hottest in the game. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you just not tuned in.
TV.
Share, like on your Instagram, Facebook.
Young TV.
If you tuned in, we broadcasting live from 2030, baby.
Young TV. Young
Taking over the game, baby. Oh yeah.
Young TV.
Hit that like.
Young TV.
Get them likes up in the air, you heard me?
Young TV.
Ride by. Hotel Islam.
Young TV.
Assalamu alaikum. Flown letter.
Young TV.
Hit that like.
Hey, Robot, peace. Chief backstage, he said give him about 2 or 3 minutes. He gets set up. This is about to get lit, y'all. You want to get your questions ready. This really a Q&A. We really doing this one to see what a tribe at with their questions and etc. So we're gonna be taking questions from the tribe. I got a couple questions I'm gonna hit Roy with when he come in. We got Chief Pontiac, y'all, in the building, man. So when Chief come in, I'm gonna hit him with my couple questions, and then we'll take questions from the crowd. And this y'all really gonna help us out because whatever questions y'all ask, that's we can stem the research towards that those particular questions. So yeah, make sure you get your questions back ready. Everybody hit that like, hit that subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? If you're new to the channel, man, we about to get it cracking. We just had an eclipse today. It's gonna be another one, I think, on August 12th, but we had an eclipse today. And so yeah, man, a lot's going on. It's a shift happening, man. It's a shift happening around the world. People are starting to get close to the truth, and they spreading the truth, and a lot of stuff, man. The parasites are, you know, they going out. The parasites are getting removed as we speak. They didn't hit the mark, man. They were supposed to have all their stuff. They supposed to have all their stuff ready by 2012, and we in 2026. I remember watching this series online about the confessions of a time traveler. Like he was from 26 or something. And all those predictions he gave was way off because they were saying in 2015 it was supposed to be this and it. But keep in mind, y'all, we've been around for billions of years, millions of years on this planet. And it's not the end of the world for us. It's the end of the world for them. You know what I'm saying? They trying to pull us until they keep us on their timeline, on the Gregorian calendar, on the leap years and leap days and spring forward and spring back and all this other crap, right? So yeah, we ain't on their time frame no more. We on our time frame. And that's why they had to cut that HARP project off, right? I mean, not the HARP project. I believe they cut HARP off too, but the CERN, right? They shut that down, and you can feel it, man. And I ain't gonna lie, man, it's been hot. It's been hot, man. It's been so hot for the last couple of days. I don't see how they gonna make it, man. How hot is it getting now? You know what I'm saying? It's been 100 and up for the last couple of days. Right, the AC, we got a brand new AC unit, man. That AC, it's still having a hard time. I got that joint on 70, right? So yeah, man. You ain't got no melanin, man. If you ain't no melanite, man, it's getting rough out here around the world. Like I say, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, man. We got Chief. He said give him about 3 to 5 minutes. He gonna be on. He getting down in this location where he can have some peace and quiet so we can chop it up. Yeah, man. If you ain't a melanite now on the planet, man, it's hard out here for non-melanites, right? So we've been under the oppression, we've been under being oppressed, the melanites around the world, pretty much, but especially over here in the at the North Gate. Right at the North Gate, man, that they call it North America. We've been over South America too, really, the whole America, right? Because they got this North and South thing, and I have reason to believe this was what they call North America was the South, and then South America was the North, because we found out that they didn't switch the maps around. So, man, we don't know what to believe no more. They just lie and just keep. And they still try to keep on with the lie, even after we didn't call them in the lies that they tell. They still want to just keep biting down into that lie. That's what parasites do. You know what I'm saying? That's what parasites do. They don't keep going because they're like I was telling people earlier, the moon cycle is going out, but the moon gets his light from the sun, and we are the sun people. So they've been getting their light from us the whole time. They went. Man, so you think they want to get rid of us? Why would you get rid of your light unless you're trying to get rid of yourself? They get rid of us, they get rid of themselves. You know what I'm saying? They can't live without us. We are their entertainment, right? And their entertainment can be a tricky word as well, man. But so we are the entertainment. We are the light. We are the life of the earth. We the salt of the earth. So yeah, man, I think if they try to get rid of all of us, the planet will stop rotating, man. Because we keep the planet with our magnetic energy and with our light, we keep the planet in rotation, man. I think that so yeah, and we outnumber them 100 to 1. That's what they don't want to tell you over in the United States. We outnumber them 10 to 1, right? 100 to 1. But they like to lie on these census and say that 70% is YT people. You know that's a daggone lie. Unless they count, unless they cooking up more Cabbage Patch, they making another Cabbage Patch set up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we ain't no sweat. We don't gotta worry. All we gotta do is stay out these guys' way as they rip each other apart for jockey position, man, because their own undoing is about to be their own doing is about to be their own undoing. You think you know that the Kennedys was part of them 13 bloodlines, and then they killed unalive Kennedy and Robert Kennedy. You think them people forgot about that? So they are essentially going. He go Roy right here. Let me get hey. Let's see. Can we get him on? How do we add to the stage? They acting crazy. Hold up. Oh, there you go. Hey, Rod, man, I'm glad I got you on. I got some good questions for you, Chief. Because I've been studying, man, for the last week or so. We're gonna take questions from the crowd because I really want to see what the tribe is. Shout out to Tribe, all the tribes in the building, all the chiefs in the building. I really want to see where they head at so I can know where the aim my research at. But the first question, you for the 5 years straight up, the first question that I got for you, Chief, while I got you in here, is the land bridge theory, man. The land bridge theory, because it seemed like they use this land bridge theory to create this paradigm where they say the Siberians walked across this ice bridge. And then I heard a dude at the Smithsonian Institute say, oh, well, it's this dude on Netflix that put out a documentary called The Ancient Apocalypse. And he debunks their land bridge theory by showing artifacts that predate the time frame that they give us, a 20,000 year time frame. So what's your take? Because and then they say these Siberians, which include the Hopis and Navajos, all these guys, they say, oh, from our ancestors been passing this storyline about us coming down. And I looked it up, and it said that storyline or that theory was created by the Jesuits in 1590. A Jesuit named his name is Jose Acosta. In 1590, you can look him up. He was a Jesuit missionary. So, what's your take on the land bridge theory? And why do you think that they would pull that to try to say that these Asian guys, was the first guys in America?
We did. Remember that we did that video on the West Coast tribes, and we showed how the Bloods reservation that they was ran off of in Canada is why they was on the West Coast.
Right. Canada and Alaska. Yep, that's right.
So
I remember that.
What happened. Pay attention now. This is exactly what they did to us. I gotta say us, because even the $5 Indian got did bad. We just only worried about our struggle because we've been fighting alone so long. We didn't realize that other people had a different fight.
Mm-hmm.
Those people that they are calling Siberians are Basque people.
They saying you kind of low, Rod. They saying you kind of low.
Let me see.
It turned to come up. Then when you got close to it, it came up a little bit.
I'm trying to make sure ain't nothing connected to the phone. No, ain't nothing connected.
Seemed like you got louder when you came closer.
All right, so let me tell y'all what they did to us.
Okay.
You know what Greenland is?
Yeah, Greenland. They trying to get up in there now.
Okay, now you know how far that is from Canada, right?
It ain't that far, is it?
You remember our Trail of Tears down here, right?
Yep.
It was the Canadian version. They expatriated the tribes that was in the Canada territories and forced them down into the land of other tribes.
Mm.
Then they brought in through Greenland, Nova Scotia. Then they marched them across Canada and populated them on the land, but they was children, so they don't know no different.
Mm.
When they say the ancestors told them that, they not lying. The ancestors did tell them that. It just because the ancestors that told them that was paid to tell them that by foreign interests that was trying to trap us in that usufruct. Canada was in one too. Canada and the United States have the same QSIP number. It's not a different country.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now they marched these people across Canada while at the same time they was bringing people into Ellis Island.
Mm-hmm.
They took them to Indian school to teach them the narrative of the historical standpoint that they wanted to embed in their psyche. They don't know no different. I'm not mad at them. I'm at the motherfuckers that lied to them and brought them over here and told them they was us.
Mm-hmm.
But even when they brought them over here, all of them had what they call a dark mother on the reds. Well, what do you mean a dark mother? A big mama that was from our community. Because they couldn't set up the community in the early days. If you didn't have a big mama, you came for war. If you didn't have one of us to represent you as a big mama, you came for war, and the kinetic shield or the warrior clans is going to erase your whole bloodline that's on the land. So to keep them where they had standing on the land, they all had a dark mother. They was made me and Empress Redbird look light-skinned. Dark mother. That's what I mean. Make us look like we yellow. We ain't yellow. We red, dark chocolate. But the big mamas that was on the land, all of them was extra dark. And they had to have one on every reservation, or they couldn't set the reservation up without it being assaulted by the people of the land. It was a trick. It was a war strategy. It worked on them better than it worked on us because we already knew who we was. So even when they taught our children that we was from slaves brought over from Africa, you still had elders in our community talking about, man, don't you believe that shit? We was already here. I've been hearing it my whole life. I never heard a $5 Indian say, hey, we going to a powwow. I never heard it. Now, I'm not saying they don't say it, but I done been around them, hung out with them, ate with them, drank with them, and I never heard one of them say, hey, man, I got to leave at such and such time because I got to go meet up with the clan for a powwow. I never heard it. On the reverse side of that, my father and my uncle will come over, come in the back door. Hey, Arthur, where you at? What's going on, Buck? Oh, come on, man, we got to get to this powwow. I don't know where they going. I'm a fucking kid. They always said it. My father would be on here, go, hey, shut the car, Buck, tell him to meet me over at Joe's house. We finna have a powwow. What the fuck is he talking about?
I used to hear the same thing.
Right? So when I understood what was going on, I had to deconstruct the whole story. When you reverse engineer it, it's a point in time when the people not on the land. And only the people that's categorized as African Americans, Negroes, colored folks, and slaves was on the land. Everybody over here can be traced back to about the late 1800s. The Dirty Moors can be traced all the way back to before Columbus, because they came before Columbus. They knew where we was at for hundreds of years before Columbus was ever thought about. His granddaddy wasn't even more. So they knew where we was at the whole time. That old Columbus got lost, thought he was going to India and ran ashore in America. That's some BS.
Right.
And I'm going to tell you how you know. Wasn't no place called India into the 1900s. That wasn't a country on the map.
That's right.
Okay, now, not only that, how the hell he thought he was going to India and he's going west when he know India is east? If the story they told us was true.
Right.
So he get over here, and because we dark skinned like the people of India used to be, we just automatically now classified as Indian. That's not what we called ourselves. We used to call ourselves Indinka, which sound like Indian to a foreigner. Right? Indinka, and we have a cousin tribe in Africa called the Dinka, but there's no EN in front of it, or no IN, depending on which vowel, because according to Grimm's law of grammar, all vowels are interchangeable in the translation and transliteration of a foreign language into the common English. But the pronunciation is Indinka. So if they knew that the Indinka people was over here, when they got here and they found them, they would have said, look, the Indinka or the Indian.
Right.
When we used to call ourselves Amaru Inca. Amaru Inca, it almost sounds like America. But we have a cousin tribe in Africa called the Afar tribe, the Afar Inca. Those are the people that went afar from the homeland of the Americas.
That's right, Rob.
All of the people in Africa, they telling us we came from Africa, but all of their oral traditions say they came from over here.
That's right.
So we remember the out of Africa theory is what they call Eurocentric scholastic developmental information. It don't mean it's true. The perspective they looking for is the world domination of European powers, not the truth. It got nothing to do with the truth. And that's because they were writing it down for a couple hundred years. This is why I don't do debates. The liar been lying for a long time. So now I'm going to debate you using the liar's lies, and we got two versions of the same story from two different liars from the same bloodlines. That's called caught in a paradox. You're stuck in a paradox. You can't reconcile the two because both them niggas is lying.
That's right.
Right? One of them saying we came from Africa as slaves, and the other one said we came from Europe as monkeys. They both
Right.
land. Right? Then they blamed all of this bullshit that's going on some people that ain't even classified as white in law that they called the white man that's just as dumb as us.
Right.
They just as oblivious as us. They just as broke as us. They call them poor white trash.
Mhm.
Right? Now, it's all war strategy. When we understand that it was only because of the war we in this condition, and it's only because of the war that we have the information development that we have. Now you have to stop looking at it from civilian eyes and say, from a strategic military standpoint, why would they do this? And then you look at it militarily, you say, oh shit, I would do that too if I was in a position in this war. That's the proper move according to the laws or according to the military strategic movement process, like learning chess. Once you know chess, it helps you to see the game being played out in front of us. Right? On the chessboard, the queen, that's the queen's land. The checkerboard is the king's land. Why is one black and white and the other black and red? The most powerful piece on the checkerboard is the flying kings. Now, take them out of airplanes and put them on boats. They the floating kings, Admiralty Maritime Jurisdiction. But when the flying kings land on the chessboard, they have to bow down to the queen. Because she the baddest on the chessboard. Right? But a wise chess player, when you watch the movie Fresh, what did Samuel L. Jackson tell Fresh? She's just a pawn with a lot of fancy moves. That's patriarchal dynamic. She's not a pawn with a bunch of fancy moves. Originally, you had two kind of checkmates. You had what's called a queen checkmate and a king checkmate. One of them, the game can go on. The other one, the game don't work no more.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody say the game is on to the king fall, but it's not true. But the queen always got a backup plan. That's how come the pawn can become the queen.
Fire.
The pawn is the fool in the tarot deck, ready to go on the hero's journey. But he started off as the fucking fool. But when he reached the deadline on the other end, you know, you could have every one of them pawns could be a queen or a king. They're ambidextrous.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I say that for a reason. I use the term ambidextrous being a switch hitter.
Mm-hmm.
A double head buzzer.
Mm-hmm.
So the land bridge theory is partially true, but they just told us that they came across the land bridge in the other direction. Everything is flipped upside down and backwards. That's why they say we've been living in the upside down. It's not that the physical anatomy of the earth has been flipped upside down itself in truth. It's just that the people that's giving us information just flipped the map upside down and told us that south was down, north was up, east was west, and west was east. Right? That's how come the sun supposed to rise in the west and set in the east, but since we're in the upside down, it rises in the east and set in the west.
Facts. That makes sense now, Rod. You just made a lot of sense. Go ahead.
Okay, now, when you look at the map with south is up, no longer does it rise on the right-hand side. Now it rises off the left. Right? Now, it's this picture of Noble Jew Ali telling us they came in hostile on the left bump. At a high degree. That's why his hands is up. That means wasn't no Rudy Poops coming. They was sending some headbangers, some wizards, some sorcerers. Right?
That's right.
They was sending them.
That's right.
Some generals, lieutenants, and they was bringing soldiers. Where did they get their soldiers from, Elder?
Seems like they got them from Africa, man. Because when I think about the black conquistadors, where did they get them from, Rod?
Okay, look. The empire was split up into two factions. One came as the Trustians across the Iberian Peninsula. The other
Okay.
faction came up on the other side of the Mediterranean as Ottoman Byzantine kings. The
I can see that.
Byzantine kings is fighting Hindus. Now watch what they do. Pay attention. Remember, don't take your eyes off the human capital, because that's money. So when the Byzantine kings get done fighting India, they have a vassal village of orphans that's been raised under their direction. They also fighting in the south portion of Europe. They fighting Mongolians. But who they fighting in the northern portion? The Basque people, the Huns, Attila the Hun. This is the people that they populated their vassal villages with. And their vassal villages is where they populated their foreign dispatch military. They not going themselves, they sending their crash outs. When they crash outs come, some of them held grudges for their parents being murdered in front of them, took sides with us. And this is why I tell you, look at the fucking res. The ones with all of the wealth and the casinos, they took sides with the colonizers. The ones that look like they live in the trailer park trash environment on the res, they took sides with us. That's how you know who they are. But remember, they came over as babies and was spoon-fed a history that belonged to us as if it was theirs. And then they told them that we was batshit crazy and don't listen to nothing we tell them, and we not from over here. So now we see it, the backlash to that, where you have the $5 Indians is offended that the real Indian is stepping up saying, y'all $5 ass to sit down before we make change.
That's right, bro.
They not really, they really got done just as bad as us. And that's why they can't let the trauma go just like we can't. So the ones that worked for us was given what's called ceremonial tribal status. What do that mean? They can do everything a regular tribe can do. They all be there until Big Mama tells them to do something different. That's it. They do everything another tribe can do. They legit, like for instance, let's take the outlaw bikers. Most people don't know that those originally came over as nomadic horsemen, given a charter by Big Mama. As long as they remained nomads, they was free to roam the land as long as they had what they call a biker queen. They own internal in-house
First Lady.
Big Mama. The oldest and the largest of them we call Hell's Angels. Right? Now, they have the longest standing Queen Mother Charter, MC13 certification, as a 1% biker club. Their responsibility now. Right. So their responsibility as a 1% first and oldest contract to the Big Mamas is any other nomadic sale that pop up, they got to give them the rules, give them the rundown, and you got two choices. The two choices is you become 1%ers and we become allies. You don't become 1%ers and we treat you like you hostile on the land.
Right, you telling the fucking truth. You telling the truth, because I my bad, go ahead.
Most of us don't know biker rules. Now, for people that want to reference what I'm talking about, study the Rough Riders. DMX and the Rough Riders. They wasn't a biker club until they got approached by the nomads and said, hey man, Big Mama don't play that. Y'all gotta answer to somebody. Y'all gotta have a structure. Who y'all clan mother? A pit bull in a skirt. Do you know who that is?
Who that is, bro? Was it DMX old lady? Chief Zolo old lady?
It was Eve. That's why they pushed Eve so hard, and that's why right now to this day in her life. But if you go around them Rough Riders, if you go around them Rough Riders and disparage Eve, you might get your jaw broke.
I'm telling
I'm
you.
just telling you. Now, she carried herself with class and style as all women should, because that's her responsibility if she gonna be a clan mother. The way that she rule is she don't micromanage. That's matriarchy. Matriarchs don't micromanage. Before they leave, they say, you the best man for this job, that's your responsibility. You the best man for that job, that's your responsibility. And they put the best people in the spot, and then they let them all do what they do according to their skill set. That's not patriarchy. Patriarchy operates entirely different. The person at the top want to know what all 50,000 members doing. You shouldn't have to know that. If you set the structure up, it's a trickle-down effect. Everybody gonna stand in the position that they're supposed to stand in according to their skills, knowledge, and information.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that's the seasoned ones is gonna uplift and raise the other ones. Y'all gonna see when the big mamas get a call for the bikers, they coming to see big mama.
Man,
All
Rod,
of
you
them,
ain't lying.
right? But they all coming, and they not gonna have no beef. The same with the clans. Bloods, Crips, Vice Lords, GDs, Stone. When that big mama call go out, man, you're gonna see people out in the streets you ain't never seen before putting this stuff back together. Because we understand the gravity of the reclamation of the matriarchs. They got an absolute, inalienable, universe-given right to reclaim Earth at the close of the age and the dawn of the new age in order to prepare for 7 generations unborn. That is a global law that almost any tribe that you go to, you ask them, they're going to tell you the same thing. The
Mm-hmm. I
matriarch's
heard that.
responsibility is to secure the 7 generations unborn. All of them know this. This ain't in Australia, they know it. In Samoa, they know it. In Hawaii, they know it. In Japan, they know it. In China, they know it. And it's the oldest contract on the earth. The women's right to the earth rights. Right? So since that's the oldest contract on the earth, they can execute it and cancel any subsequent contract that follows using the grandfather clause. Because under the grandmother clause, she have an absolute right to reclaim her estate at any given time as long as she have a qualified heir willing to step into the position and seize the sacerdotal seat. That's already done. It was done in everybody's face, and everybody thought that we was making shit up as we went. They didn't know we was following an ancient tribal tradition.
Right. Hey, Rod, you ain't lying about that bike. Oh, go ahead. Let you finish. Go ahead, my bad.
Your volume went down on me, yeah.
Damn. Can you hear me
I think
good?
that's the internet. I think they're messing with our feed.
They
That's
gotta
just my
be.
opinion. I could be wrong.
Yeah, they always mess with our feet. But you right about that bike stuff, Rod. You 100% right, because my auntie is a part of the Outlaws, and I had just learned about that stuff recently,
Yeah,
a couple
let me
years
go out and
ago.
come
About
back in. I know what happened. Let me go out and come
all
back
right,
in.
go ahead. Yeah, hey man, Rod ain't lying about that bike stuff about how they got to come and get that charter, because that same thing happened to my auntie bike gang. Where they when they set up, they had to go and get a charter. They couldn't just be. You can't just make up no bike gang on the land without getting that charter. That's a fact. Anybody that's a part of a bike club, they know that's the fact that you got to have a charter, or somebody gonna come see about you. And yeah, man, that's true, man. That's real true. Cause I had just found out about that when I was my barber, he part of a bike club too. They call it BA. And they was like a young bike club, like a little small bike club. And they had to, in order for them to ride with their patch on, they had to get approval and a charter. So yeah, Rod telling some real shit. I'm telling you, man. Cause I had learned about that, and then when Rod was saying it, I'm saying, damn, I heard this before. I heard that you got to get they had to get a charter. Them boys will pull up on you. The Mongoloids, that's like the in the Mexican area. And then It was the Hells Angels. It's another one called the Banditos. The Banditos. They was the Banditos is another tribe. Here go Rod. Hold on, let me see. Let me add her. Let's see. Yeah, Rod. Hey, Rod. I know you ain't lying about that bike gang stuff, because, like I said, the Banditos approached my the outlaws, and when they start putting a patch on back of their jacket, that's when they came up and said, "You better have. Do you got a charter?" And then they had to petition to get a charter. I was like, "Damn, you got to have a charter to make up." I didn't understand it then, but just when you just explained it, that explains everything on why they couldn't just make up no damn bike gang and ride on the land. That make a lot of sense now.
Yeah, originally they was under the jurisdictional call of what's called the Apache.
Somebody just said that.
The Apache was the ones who had the exceptional horseback riding skills. Most of them, the males, most of the men was getting murdered at war because they was some cold pieces of work. They was murdering them wholesale. Right? So where we at now, the prevailing biker club is the one who have to call all the other clubs to the round table. They don't use the long table. That's patriarchal. All of the leaders of all of the clubs that got a charter of the 1% got a seat around the round table. The one who is speaking at the time is the leader of all of them by universal order. So just because he's speaking right now, don't mean you can cut him off and tell him what you want him to do. He the leader. When he have the floor, he the leader. Now, it really ain't the men though. They carrying out the instructions from the women. They got every club. You will see a chick look like she by herself with 50 bikers. That's the hive queen. And if you say the wrong stuff to her, if you touch her the wrong way, I feel for you badly, because they do not play about her. Normally, the first lady. Yeah. Normally, she don't ride a lot. Normally, because her presence in the general public, the way society is ran, can create so many problems for a biker club that they don't allow her to leave the clubhouse too often. So she's normally the lead barmaid at the local biker club. That's her shit by birthright and by matriarchal order. The men, when it come to her, don't have a conscience. They don't got no emotions. They just on straight go if you do something to her. And they not gonna never stop until you neutralize. Now, you might get away with one of the brothers. Like if you in, let's say you in the bar and you get in a fist with a biker dude, you know what I'm saying? He go back and get his brothers and he find out it was a legit one-on-one. They might tell him, nigga, suck that up. Yeah. But if you put your hands on that biker chick that's the queen, you on your own. They not gonna never stop coming. Ever. Until the last biker is dead or until they avenge whatever you did to their queen. It's just the law. It's the law of the land. That's true, bro. They showed it on a series called Anarchy, the Sons of Anarchy, about the bike club and stuff. They break it all down on there about how his mother was the queen. Sons of Anarchy was literally created for the chiefs to see the structure of the biker clubs. But people think it's just entertainment. Most of I already knew because my mama started off on the west side of Chicago in the Lawndale district, and she used to run with a biker club. And she was an outlaw vice lord biker. The club got split into foot soldiers that became known as vice lords, insane, unknowns, travelers, and the other set became outlaw bikers. It split because the war, the structure of the war required the vice lords, which is Big Mama House, to split. This how we end up with fractions all over the country of what we call sects, because the vice lords fractured. Right now, the vice lords, the men in the Midwest is five. It's supposed to be 5 vice lord kings, 1 for each chapter. They not really spin-offs. They're like their own individual. Like a vice lord had to tell this. It's not really my responsibility, but it's every vice lord got their own king, and their king is the one who's concealed in who they clan mother is. So whether he go to jail, whether he get murdered, it don't matter, as long as they don't allow her to be exposed to the system. So this is why you have all of them leaders that sat in prison and never told where she was at or who she was, or even acknowledged she exists. Because they're not gonna roll like that. They'll tell on the brother before they tell on her. Because we supposed to sacrifice ourselves to protect the matriarchs. Not because I said it. That's the law of nature. When you see them pack of lionesses wrestling with that big ass muskox, whose job is it to come and give them the right motherfucking power structure to bring it down so that the family can eat? Here come Leo.
I see it all the time. I watched it on National Geographic. Some hyenas jumped the queen, jumped the clan mother, and then the big lion came, man, and he ripped their ass apart. You know what I'm saying? He eventually died. He eventually died from fighting off all those hyenas from all the bites they gave him, but he ran their ass off though.
Yeah,
but he died from the injuries.
I think they called him Antidawala, which means hyena killer. It all started because he was out roaming his territory, and he got back home and found out you fuck with the wrong one. Now he was fucking with your mom.
Yeah, and he went and found their ass. Go ahead. That's exactly what happened.
He got $1 million question if you watch it, because he went in directly to the right hyenas first before he just started indiscriminately killing them. He first got the ones that attacked her. Those was the first ones he got. What language did they tell him which ones it was?
That's right. That's a good question, Rod. Maybe he can smell it on them or something.
Yeah. Now listen. What language is our big mama's gonna tell us to assume our pulse? By waves and frequency, by vibration. They gonna sit up there and say, I need you to look. My mom ain't never told me I'm gonna send you to prison so you can study for 16 and a half years and then you can come out and fix the problem. She never told me nothing like that. But it happened. I went to prison for 16 and a half years, but because of the way she raised me, she already know whatever they do with me in that system, I'm gonna make the best of it. I'm gonna use it to my advantage. I'm not gonna never let nothing they do with me become a disadvantage or a handicap to who I am. It's gonna always serve me before I do anything to serve this system. And that's how she knew I was wired.
Hey, Rod, what's your take? Because when I was online and I actually clicked on these guys' channel, I didn't know they was down with the Pan-African thing, and then I was really coming just to show the brothers some love. And then they pulled out the ice mummy. So this the ice mummy, the 500-year-old ice maiden, right? They're talking about this is the real Olmec. And then I counted them with the El Negro statue later. But what's your take on the people that's saying, because they are anthropologists or because they are scientists or a doctor, they right? Would a scientist or a doctor or anthropologist lie, especially if they part of a white agenda? Because the dude Hercules, Ellis Hercules, he was a white supremacist. He was the top archaeologist at the Smithsonian Institute. So do we supposed to believe them just because they say they are anthropologists or these big terms they use?
I'm gonna tell you this: you can raise a child that look like us. And when you describe his skin color, you can say that color of your skin, right, is turquoise. All his life, that's all he knew. When he go out and try to tell somebody else he turquoise and he ain't brown, that's not what he was taught. Why did I use that analogy? Just because they got them alphabets just mean that they some well-trained agents that don't know they agents. Because a lot of them be sincere. And they be standing on that goddamn lie exactly like they would be standing on the truth if they knew it.
Yeah.
I done read them all, archaeology books, anthropology books, right? I know what they studying, but they don't even know what that shit means. How do I know they don't know what it means? Because they tell you this is the best we can come up with. This is the closest we can translate. That means they don't exactly know, they guess it. All of the university is to teach you not to ever find the truth, but to make the best educated guess using the information we gave you to draw from as your resource. I'm not mad at nobody with no PhD, no MD, no BA, associates. I'm not mad at them. They went to school and learned a bunch of bullshit by a bunch of bullshitters.
That's
It
true,
don't make
though.
them right, though.
That's right. Because the doctors can be wrong. They can give you a wrong diagnostics. Like when I went to the doctor, he talking about he got to go look in the book. And he said he was a doctor for 20 years. I said, you got to go look in the book, man. You're a doctor. You know what I'm saying? What kind of shit is that? You know?
Okay,
I
let me
had to
tell
get
you
up
what.
out of there, man. Go ahead.
A lot of time, the reason they do that because your symptoms may match 5 different things. So when they go look at the book, they're looking for a symptom that's only unique to one of those 5. So they have to go. That's why they go back to the book. But they tell you all the time they only practicing.
Right? Right?
It's the
Right?
same with law. You can only practice. You can never be a true jurist or a true healthcare professional using a system. This is
They
why
right.
Dr. Sabi was
Go ahead, go
able.
ahead.
This is why Dr. Sabi was able to do stuff that regular medicine couldn't because he wasn't practicing. He was understanding one principle, and that one principle that he understood real well is stasis, homeostasis, which is the perfect state of balanced health.
That's why he dealt with alkaline. He said it was only 2 sides, alkaline and alkalinity. I mean, alkaline and acids. Yep, that's right. Hey, so do you think Dr. Sabi's still alive? Because I heard people saying, "Oh, Dr. Sabi could be still alive." You think that they did him like they did Michael Jackson and the Prince and the rest of them, and got him out and had to fake his death so that the deep state wouldn't come out of him? Oh, they was already out them, but like to protect them. Because come on, man, Dr. Sabi, the guy that cured just about everything you could name, he dies of the mildest symptom. We probably already went over it before, but yeah, man, it just the fake it, because I heard you talking about on that tape earlier about the all the people that fake their death and they're gonna have a celebrity party, and now
Let me ask you
we
a couple
find
of
the
Dr.
receipt,
Sabi
right? Michael
questions.
Jackson didn't even his casket. Go ahead.
You ever see a video of them arresting Dr. Sabi in the airport?
No.
Do airports have cameras everywhere?
Yeah.
You ever see a video of Dr. Sabi in lockup? A still
No.
shot video?
No. Nothing.
You ever see Dr. Sabi in the coffin?
No.
Okay. Now, there's only one way that the elders is allowed to perform an extraction. It has to be a confirmed order for your death. They have to confirm it. It can't be speculation. That's the first thing. When they confirm it, they have to tell you why they have to extract you. The reason they have to extract Dr. Sebi is for 2 young girls who went to him for help. We know him as Aaliyah and Left Eye. And they had a hit out on Left Eye because she clowned Clive Davis. And she was the ringleader of the TLC invasion into the record label about their money. So Clive said, no, I don't want all of them. I want that bitch. She started this. She's the problem. Chili and Left Eye was never the problem to them. I mean, Chili and T-Boz. Left Eye was a problem because that Gemini energy, she was a female version of Tupac. She wasn't buying it. You couldn't just do what you want to do to her because she gonna say something. And it's not gonna come out pretty. Okay, now, they put a hit out on Aaliyah for outing Kim Kardashian as the queen of the damn. How do I know this? When we out one of the hive queens, she have to show herself in the public. When Kim Kardashian came out dressed as the queen of the damn on the red carpet, that was all I needed to see. I knew why they had to extract Aaliyah at that point. She had to expose herself. She had to show her true colors. She the hive queen for that coven.
That makes sense.
It used to be her mama, but she outranked her because she had a bigger posterior. That's their ranking system. The more curvy they is, the higher their rank is in their system. But we don't know about their system because we only concerned about our own. Right? Just like that situation that happened with Travis Scott. The humiliation divorce that was supposed to destroy him. And it didn't work. They did do the humiliation part because people died on his watch. You remember that?
Yeah, the concert.
And all
that's
them,
right, bro.
all them, and they had videos of the spirits that was moving across the top of the crowd. That was a conjure spell for the humiliation divorce. You notice, I think it was Chloe was the one. When the stuff went down, she was one of the promoters of the concert, and nobody gave her no shit. He took all the heat.
That is crazy.
Soon as he took the heat, she dumped his ass and left him like a bad habit. This is all sorcery, I'm telling you. It doesn't have anything to do with your day-to-day reality. This is high magic sorcery, conjure spells being put at play. That was a humiliation divorce. After his humiliation, if the divorce is finalized after his humiliation, she just walks away, unscathed.
That's crazy.
Most of us don't know the tenets of magic or sorcery, so we don't understand when stuff happened like that. Travis Scott had nothing to do with that. He wouldn't even went to the concert if he even thought something like that was going to happen. He would have canceled. And from what I've heard, I haven't had a chance to find a verifiable receipt, but they said he didn't even want to perform that night. He wanted to cancel the concert for some reason.
I heard that too.
And he didn't even know why he wanted to cancel. He was feeling it in his bones.
Hey, Rod, now you just cracked my head on that. We ain't see nobody about Dr. Sebi, because now that I think about it, we ain't see no Michael Jackson. We ain't see no Left Eye in the cat coffin. We ain't see Biggie. None of them. Like they ain't never, like after they supposedly died, you ain't never see them no more. Like they ain't only person we saw was James Brown, but from what they saying, like people they can make these advanced dolls, like these wax dolls, just like they did with the Charlie Kirk thing. The Charlie Kirk, hey man, that definitely went Charlie Kirk up in that in that coffee where his old lady was over there crying, acting like she said that death man. Man, I'm like hell no, that ain't no
This is
thing.
how you
Because them people
find the
turn
receipt.
white, they turn black when they die. Go ahead.
This is how you find the receipt to what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Go to Google Images. Type in your search bar celebrities and their wax double or doppelganger or twin. But make sure you put wax twin or wax doppelganger because they have a place called the House of Wax that specialize in making replicas of celebrities.
Kanye West exposed it, and he got right after that. They made him go crazy. But at least that's what they tell us. Go ahead. Kanye West made a video. He put it in his video. Yep, in the video.
I'm just telling y'all exactly what I
And
see.
they had wax dolls of everybody in there, Rod, in the video.
Look, Elvis Presley is the groundskeeper of what's the name of his mansion?
It's in Memphis, ain't it?
Yeah. He grew a beard and been the grounds taker since the 70s.
They say they buried him in the Cadillac, but that wasn't him. The wax guy. Because they come on the Man in Black and say, "Oh, Elvis ain't dead." Right in the Man in Black movie at the beginning, or when him and Will Smith ride in the car in the tunnel, he say, "Oh yeah, Elvis ain't dead."
Elvis ain't dead.
Yeah.
Look, it's I think it's a Corona or a Coors commercial. It's an island, and on the island, it got all of the supposed dead celebrities. They got to put it out there for us to see it, but they don't have to put it out there as facts. They can put it out as fiction as long as it's out there in the public domain.
I think I know what
I'm watching. If you want the receipt, you can type in Corona Celebrity Island in your YouTube.
They said Graceland. Somebody said Graceland. They call it Graceland.
Yeah, that's the name of it. Graceland. He been the groundskeeper on Graceland since they said he died taking his shit.
That's crazy, man. They running a strange psyop on us, man, on the public, man.
It's war. It's war. Remember Sun Tzu said all war is based on deception?
Right. Number one.
So if all war is based on deception, both sides got to be skilled in deception. If you're a seasoned general, right, you will see the deception because you understand the parameters and the rules of war. So every time they extract somebody, it has to be done righteous by the rules of war. Do you remember that interview when Pac said, "I want everybody to know I did everything righteous by the rules of war"? Next thing you know, he was out of here.
And I want to say Snoop Dogg was in that same in the background, looking like, damn, he was had a funny look on his face.
Look, Snoop at the time was so in over he did not understand all this tribal shit that was fighting inside of the industry, trying to reclaim intellectual property rights of the artists. When Snoop got in there, right, and got exposed to everything going on, he almost quit music altogether. He tried to, but his soul wouldn't let him. Because what's in your soul have to be expressed. That's why we see them boys C walking and B walking, and I tell motherfuckers that's the real tribal dance. B walking is to call thunder. C walking is to call lightning.
You think Snoop Dogg took the DMX might be still alive too, because we never really seen him in the casket. I mean, it's now that you just made a whole bunch of shit go to my head where you asked me the question about seeing Dr. Sabi. Now I'm thinking about,
I've been telling y'all that Chief Zolo ain't gone.
Man, this shit crazy.
If you go back and listen to the Biggie interviews with his mama, She said she walked in the hotel. Remember, he's prepping her to let her know he's okay. She said his
Something.
suit was laid out on the bed. She said, like he always do, and normally it'd be a prank, and he'd jump out and say, I was just joking, Mom. He laid
Huh.
his suit out after the Peterson Museum event for his mama to come there and see that he was all right. Biggie in Jamaica.
They had two different caskets during that funeral. If you go back and roll it back, the one casket was silver, and then they cranking it out as burgundy or mahogany. I said, man, what the hell is that?
The
That's a
same
red,
thing that
yeah.
I think it was Michael Jackson had the exact same coffin as James Brown. I thought they buried James. Why Michael got his coffin? Stage
Right.
coffin. It's a stage
Sucker,
coffin.
man. That's some crazy shit, man. Now
If you
that you
want to
think
know
about it.
why, if you want to know why they had to extract Michael Jackson, go to YouTube, type in Michael Jackson's last phone call with Dieter.
I got it on my shorts in the celebrity file.
He telling them that they told him they was coming. Who is he talking about? They.
Right.
Do you remember in Biggie got a song, his phone ring, and he's like, hello? And they was like, we'll kill you, bitch. You did. He's like, hello, who is this? Who is this? Oh, you saw,
Right.
dude. You saw. Same people.
JDL sound like to me, man. They sound like they close by on it.
If you scroll down my Morpheus Mysticus Instagram, you're going to see a couple of posts about the FBI revealing the JDL's involvement in the extortion of artists.
Yep, all
The
of orders. Yep.
article was focused on primarily two artists, Eazy-E, who was 88, and Tupac Shakur.
Yep. That's right. I can trace them all the way back to messing with Billie Holiday and Sam Cooks. Because I found some information on that. They go all the way back to that. They probably, I don't know if they was calling themselves the JDL, but they definitely was after Billie Holiday and Sam Cooks for some reason. That's another thing. So I was like, man, that's crazy, yo. You damn sure don't see them open no casket, man. I saw James Brown funeral where they had in the cat, but you know what I'm saying? TV, man, with the Hollywood thing. You think that? So, Rod, do you think we had the Hollywood over here prior to them coming, or that these druids, whoever they are, came and set that up later to run this CIA thing, the CIA?
Look, Hollywood was set up by the 32-degree Scottish Rite Freemasons with the double head eagle.
Mm-hmm.
But it was set up for these people that they call in Sephardi and Khazars, right? So that they would have a source of finance at the expense of the tribes, right? So that source of finance was what kept a lot of them with that stronghold on Hollywood. Hollywood is a wood used to make a magic wand.
Right.
Let that sink in.
Hey, you know something else, Rod? Go ahead. Go ahead.
It's two pillars, DC and Hollywood. DC is not Washington, DC. The actual place is called Rome. They named it Rome before America ever took over the usufruct agreement. Right? So you had Rome on one side and Hollywood, the wand, on the other side. This is a well-orchestrated military rollout. They generated something called an overlay cutout to divide the land up. Now we see, I think it's 48 continental states. They don't see 48 continental states. They see 13 banking regions. Well, 12 with the 13th bank being in DC. It's actually it's actually somewhere else. but on the map, the star that represents it is in DC. If you want to look that receipt up, go to Google and go to images and type in 12 Federal Reserve banks. It's going to show you 12. But if you look where DC at, you're going to see a black star. That's the 13th position on the land. Now, not only is you going to see a black star, Garvey's shipping line was called the Black Star Line, the Black Star shipping line.
Right.
Right? Garvey was the first fearful so-called Messiah type that they was able to successfully, they got rid of Garvey before they got rid of Noble Drew Ali.
That's right.
They was more scared of what Garvey was saying than they was of what Noble Drew Ali saying, and both of them looked like the hero and the terror. So they infiltrated Noble Drew Ali with some people that look like us called Moorish Zionist Jews, who followed him from New Jersey when he discovered the sorcery they was using and the backdoor channels they was using to conceal who they were, but control everything going on in DC from New Jersey.
I remember that.
Okay, now, you always hear about them going up to the Hamptons. All of the politicians go up to the Hamptons.
Right.
Right? What the fuck is in the Hamptons? Not far from where the Hamptons is, it's a gated community of niggas. Let it marinate for a minute.
Yeah, right.
Why are they the group of Negroes that's in the gated community? None of us knew the gated community. I didn't walk through Cabrini Green. It ain't gated. I didn't walk through the Ida B. Wells, the Ickeys, and none of them are gated. I done been to Argyle Garden, Stateway Garden, none of them are gated. Why do these niggas got gates living in private community and they say they don't fuck with us?
Yeah, bro, you ain't lying.
What's wrong with us where they can't fuck with us and we supposed to be the same people?
It was a stand-up comic. They said the same thing, bro. The same thing you said. It was a stand-up comic. He went to that area, right? And he was supposed to do a comic show. And he said he got lost. And then he ran into some black people. And they said, what you doing over here? He said, what you mean what I'm doing over here? He said, you black. He said, ain't y'all black? He like, nah, these people say, nah, we ain't black. Right? And he's talking about they lived in the gated community. And when he said that, I thought about, damn, Rod said that same shit, like about these guys, right? And that's crazy. That's crazy. You ain't lying, Rod. Some other people that confirmed the same shit you saying.
Now, in New York, these same Negroes live in Manhattan. Now remember, we weren't supposed to live in Manhattan. Under segregation, we was barred from Manhattan, but these niggas was walking around in Manhattan like they was crackers.
Right. Free white man.
That's all I'm saying. They can put the pieces together. I'm just going to show them what I'm looking at on the puzzle.
Yeah, they call it.
You went out to LA. You can look this video up. It's a video of people that look like us in California protesting us, the ones that's already been here, settling in the area because they said that we gonna bring trouble. What trouble they talking about? We gonna recognize who y'all frauds is and run y'all up off the land? Yep, we gonna cause trouble. Every time we gonna cause trouble until we find the final solution. The final solution is raise the matriarchy. There is no other way, because the only people that have the longest standing contract and the birthright to rescind all of this colonial contracts is the matriarchs. By general consensus of matriarchs. We've been following the oral tradition. Where we at now, the matriarchs got to come out and start asserting their territorial rights. We had to start organizing the communities. If you got to live in an apartment complex, get all the old ladies together, put them in one apartment and say, when y'all come out, have a leader. She gonna represent us in the matriarchal council. The neighborhood that apartment complex in, block by block, should be looking for the eldest women to put together a matriarchal council for the city. It's gonna be first where you're set. Then it's gonna be all of the surrounding sets gonna get their big mamas that the individual set of big mamas has picked. Then when you get that area, so now that's your neighborhood, right? And let's say you got in any given city, it's normally 4 major sides of town: north, south side, east side, west side. In the end, you should end up with 4 big mamas. You need 3 of them to stand in unison to issue the public orders for the matriarchs to reclaim the state, the estate, right? They use the term state as a usurp to the estate.
Go ahead, Rod. Crackers.
Right? So we think in they states, but they estates. Now, when you get to what they call in the state level, the collective matriarchs from all of the city, you got one matriarch that represent that area. That's what they calling governor now. They ain't supposed to be no governors. It's supposed to be a governess represented by the symbol of the elephant. They took the mayors out of the equation and replaced them with an ass.
Go ahead.
Why they do that? The mayors is supposed to be the town mothers.
Democrats. God damn, Rod, you cracking it. Go ahead. That's
So
why they got a donkey.
Yeah. So when the town mothers are going to meet at the Congress, a Congress is a meeting of mayors. They call it a Congress of Mayors. They are coming to show what resources is required on their part of the land. And then when they all get done, everybody resources gonna probably beat them back home. Ain't none of this stuff new. The only thing new is this patriarchal domination we've been subjected to since 1492. We've been in war for over 500 years. And by us not having a concept of a protracted struggle, everybody think that we only been fighting for the last 25, 30 years. We be forgetting that this fight was going on in the 1960s, in the 1920s, in the 1880s, in the 1840s, in the 1790s, in the 1710s, in the 1687s, right? In the 1601s, all the way back to 1492. We have not stopped having this war. It never stopped. The parameters of the war evolved over time, where it went from bloody warfare, spilling blood all of the time, to isolated pockets of upheaval of tribes who've lost their identity to conjure magic, miseducation, and social engineering.
That's right.
So we gotta put it back together. We supposed to have 3 high chiefs that got an answer to why we in this condition. One of them, they told us they executed. That was Stan Tookie Williams, because he's the general in charge of a branch of the matriarchal army. He got to go talk to Big. He don't got an answer to me. They say he did, but I know he ain't. I know they froze his ass because they wasn't allowed to kill him according to the rules of the game. Larry got to go talk to the Council of Big Mama. Jeff got to go talk to the Council of Big Mamas. They got to call them forth in the public. Let my 3 high chiefs come give us a report for the people across the land to know why we in this condition. Because we trying to do something about it, but without the report, the tribes are being misled by false leadership in the absence of the real kings or chiefs. This particular thing is called 3 Kings Walking. Why do they call it that? Because leading up to the big mama seat, it's gonna be 3 big mamas sitting on the ground, right? Because they got to be on the ground. And when they walking up to them, they have to have what they call the walk of fame or the walk of shame. If they did dirt and they violated the rules and they about to be dehorned, it's the walk of shame. But if they was a casualty of war, it's the walk of fame. Because now they get to tell their side of the story. Now they get to say, Larry get to explain and Jeff get to explain why Chicago been in disarray since they took us away.
Right.
Right? Why they didn't stop the drug trafficking? How the fuck you gonna stop drug trafficking and you locked up?
Right.
You can't stop it. All the closest thing you can do is try to put some structure around it and control it. Because when these kids start making the kind of money that them D-boys be making, you can't tell them you can't get that paper when that's the only thing that look like a tool of survival under the current conditions. We gonna figure out how to get it off the fat of the land.
Hey, Rob, what you think about this? Because we found out we were talking about this a couple classes ago. I got more research on it that the elephant was over here first, and that ancient, the most dangerous, from what these guys, the deep state and the small hat guys say, the most dangerous documentary on YouTube, the Ancient Apocalypse. He even proved that the elephants was over here first, right? But then you pull up the Smithsonian Institute, they just put out a new article saying that a hammer made from elephant tusk, right, is found in Europe that dates back 450,000 years. I said, man, these people, they know they damn well they found that hammer over here in America, but they try to move it all the way to, just like they did the rest of our artifacts. They took them up into Europe. Go ahead. Go ahead.
It's possible they could have found one that old over there.
Okay.
It's possible because we populated the world with the mammoth.
Right.
The mammoths that went the mammoth that went to Asia became Asian elephants. The ones that went to Europe died out, and the ones that was sent to Africa became the African elephant. But the original was the mammoth of the Americas. That is the progenitor of all elephant species on the planet. The camel came from Central America. The camel not native to what they call the Middle East. It's native over here. The lion, the main lion, was originated over here. The reason you got lions in Africa and India is this is the reason why. The royal families in the Americas used to send exotic animals from America to other lands. And in turn, whoever was on that land would send us the exotic animals of that land as pets. Well, one of the side effects of getting wild animals for pets is when they escape, they know how to live if their climatic conditions match their temperament. The original African and Asian lion that was sent over there was called the black maned lion. If you go look up black maned lion climbing in Tibet, he just popped up out of nowhere.
Yep, I seen it.
Himalayan mountain.
I seen it. Like you sent me their receipt one day.
Yeah, but they don't know where it come from. Also, all black lion was born in Kenya. That's a spiritual sign that was recorded in the oral traditions of Kenya, Somalia, Sudan, Ethiopia. They've been looking for a black man, a fully black lion. It's still a Black Panther at the end, though. All of them are Panthers. Let that sink in. All big cats are Panthers. And all of them that suffer from what they call hypermelanesia or some shit like that. All of them are referred to as a Black Panther. We think that the black leopard the black jaguar and the black cougar is the only black panthers.
Mm-hmm.
You got the black and white lion. His there's no orange on him, right? It's the black panther. I mean tiger.
Yeah.
Whether he a Siberian tiger, whether he a Indian tiger, if when he get that pigmentation, he is a black panther. And I keep going on. There's so many animals that came from over here around the world, but we get the point.
Yeah, that dude
America
proved
is
it.
the first land to emerge from the primordial waters on the earth.
That dude proved that, and that's why they say it's the most dangerous. Like he still used the Siberian narrative, not coming over here, but he used the Siberians to say, "Oh, my ancestors said this," right? But he was showing if you awoke like we are and you watching, you saying, "Oh yeah." See, they admitted that we walk right alongside these mammals, the ancient elephants and all that. He admit that it was humans walking alongside them people, aside the ancient animals from over here to
Look,
from over in America. So,
look,
and then maybe it's totally reversed, like they walk from over here. That's how the footprints that he showed, Rod. Instead of coming down from Canada and Alaska, they going up. They facing going like they went up through that way instead of coming down over here. That's another thing, man. You gotta go check out that topic. Hey, y'all start dropping your questions for Chief in the chat, man. Somebody asked Rod, what's your take on the new Pharaoh trend with the nails and things? What do you think going on with that? You think that's just young Pharaoh lashing out? They got in the small hats got with him. What's your perspective on that, Rod? Because young Pharaoh's dope brother when it come down and getting out to them damn deep state guys. He was on their ass. But what is your take on that, bro? Somebody asked that in the comments.
young Pharaoh is trolling y'all.
Go ahead.
He trolling y'all.
Go ahead.
He doing a crazy horse right now on purpose with willful intent to get the reaction from the people that's reacting. He want to see who gonna say, let's go see about young Pharaoh, and who gonna say that they got him, they cloned him, they switched him out. He want to see who gonna really genuinely come see about him, and who ones that's gonna just gossip. He weeding out the wheat.
Makes sense.
He weeding out the. If anybody see young Pharaoh telling Rod Hayes, say, "What's up, Chief? Keep doing what you're doing. You got him chasing your tail just like you was trying to." He trolling y'all. I'm telling y'all, he trolling y'all.
They can be true, Roy. I can see that perspective too.
He doing a Charleston White on y'all.
Hey, before I pull up this right here, somebody got a question. They says, greetings. Does our zodiac sign we are born under gives us a certain position in our reality? What about our past lives?
Your zodiac sign is to give you what's called innate character traits. These character traits can be high vibrational or low vibrational in every sign. But when you start trying to work toward the high vibrational Leo, Capricorn, Virgo, Pisces, and you use it as a template, as a study guide to study yourself. Anything other than that for astrology, you misusing it. It's a tool to use to help you with your shadow work to find out where your strengths at and where your weaknesses at based on how you came in under the stellar alignment that you was born under. Now they got AI. When you go to AI, you could say, I was born at this time on this day, and I'm this number in my sibling position, and I'm this age. Well, you're gonna know your age. Say, actually, metaphysically, spiritually, and metaphysically, spiritually, and numerologically, what does this mean and what is the gematria to it? AI gonna give you the whole rundown of that birthday, no matter what day it is. Stellar alignments, that's positive and negative, the influences. Because once you understand how stars are the foundation to your character that you build on, you don't see your zodiac sign as just a zodiac sign. You see it as a research tool to dive a deep dive into the self. As above, so below, as within, so without. So if you take the above, you bring it down low, you take what's in and you flip it out to see it. They converge in your palm as a study guide of astrology.
Somebody said, Rod, hey Jedi, you must be late because that's what he was talking about at the beginning of the tape about the maps being switched. We didn't talk about that so much. We did a whole tape on it. Rod, you want hey, shout out that boy Jedi Sage. That's what Inky they call Inky and Tahuti, Jedi Sage. What you got on that, Rob?
Inky was the old man that they tell us is the one that was teaching Luke. Was it Han Solo? No, Han Solo
Skywalker?
was
Not
not
Skywalker.
the old man,
Who you
Obi-Wan.
talking about? Yeah.
And Yoda is supposed to be Tahuti. Now
Okay.
in
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Star Trek drama, Yoda taught Obi-Wan. But when you go to the Jed pillars where the Jedi come from, you realize that Tahuti was the student of what they call Ra, I-10, the big guy.
His brother, pretty
Right.
much.
No, that's
His older
Amun Ra,
brother.
who
Yeah, his
became
old. Oh, you talking about another army?
yeah, just Ra. Just Ra. Amun Ra was when the Marduk, Enlil's son, used that name when he replaced Murdoch, Inky's son.
Okay, I see what you're saying. I see what you're
It was
saying.
part of that was a priest war. That caused a whole fallout in Kemet.
Somebody said, T Pontiac, appreciate y'all always addressing the tribe. Have you ever encountered someone whom body recognizes trauma but seemingly doesn't translate it into pain or fear? Or is that fear?
Yeah,
Fear. Yeah.
yeah. Those are psychic sensitives with a good sense of blocking out negative energy.
I know some people like that. They can walk on. That's what people that be walking on coals and all that don't even like they pretty much don't feel nothing.
That's
Was that one of our
a
rituals over here, bro? The walking on the coal shit? Cause they
that's a exercise of mind control.
somebody said says God did. Okay, see what they say. I think he got that. I ain't got my damn reader glasses on. Says, yeah, the God really did want us to use the especially if or he ain't asking the question. Hey, shout out that brother, man. Hey, drop your questions in the chat for Chief, man. We getting it cracking, huh? Somebody said, let me see, and question that somebody else calls. I have one I just now got on here. Okay. All right, brother. Hey, drop your question. Somebody just asked. I missed that one.
I answered if I know the answer.
It says, what so-called animals extinct? I mean, what so-called extinct animals should we expect to see soon as the matriarch continues to reinsert herself?
Yeah,
All of them. Yeah. What animals you think we'll start to see? They will see the griffin, Rod? The griffin, because that's one of them.
that's a chimera. That's man-made. That's made in the laboratory.
Okay, I can see that. I see that it's a hybrid. It's a hybrid crossbreed,
It's
and
not a
they doing
hybrid.
that. What
It's
is it?
not a hybrid. It's a chimera.
Okay.
The chimera is made up of different animals. A hybrid is two of the same general species that normally would interact, like a donkey and a zebra,
Okay. Okay.
a horse and a donkey, horse and a zebra. They wouldn't naturally encounter and mate with each other in their natural habitat. But when you mix them, that's a hybrid animal because they can mix. Most of the hybrids are
Crossbreeding different.
infertile.
Okay.
Yeah, most of the hybrids are infertile because the way that the genome works, it says, wait a minute, we ain't supposed to do this. This one can't reproduce. If the animal hybrid is repeated enough times within inside of the atmosphere of the earth, it creates a psychic template, an egregore for that subspecies. And then eventually they'll start becoming fertile. As a matter of fact, what used to be infertile, the mule, the mix between the horse and the donkey, has in the last 25 years have produced several offspring. You can Google it if you want the receipt. You on mute, Otter.
Hey, Rod, would a liger be the same thing? Like a liger, tiger, and a lion mix? Like,
Yeah, that's a hybrid.
Okay.
That's a hybrid.
Okay. Okay. So
Now,
yeah, go
in
ahead.
the ancient culture, we used to use hybridization to create new species of animals for purposes. Now they do it for fun, recreation, and destruction.
Would selected breeding be like when some animals mix together to survive? Would that be like a part of that too? The selected.
Selective breeding is different.
Okay.
So, you know how we got all these different canine species?
Uh
Doberman,
huh.
Rottweiler. They're not
Yeah.
different species. But by selective breeding, you isolated a set of traits.
Hmm. That makes sense. Somebody said, "What do people who have unlocked elemental powers do now?"
Learn how to master your power, and you're gonna know what to do. For those, for those that don't know, elemental powers is working with fire, water, earth, air, and ether. You have to master the four before you can get to the fifth. That's what the story of Aang the Avatar was about. You're on mute, Outer.
All right, my bad. That's right, Roy. I love that series about the Avatar. It says, "What about our past lives? If we remember who we were, and why is it relevant to our life now?" How is your? So I think what he asking is, how does his past lives is relevant to now? Like, how does that play a part to in the day right now?
It depends. It play a part as much as you're willing to acknowledge your past life. Because the only reason you remember your past lives in this life is to help you break whatever generational curses carried over from them past lives.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Yeah.
The erasure of our memories, one of the ways to recover our full self is to remember who we was in any past life to give us an anchor point.
Mm-hmm. Somebody says, Christian, why is it the indigenous people running for office? I'm not taking normal copper. I'm talking strong, knowledgeable indigenous people that know the law of the land. So that like why is indigenous people? I guess he mean the us, the Nubians, or the copper tone people. Why ain't they running for office? Because we don't want to be a part of they. That's what I say. We ain't trying to be a part of this damn system. But some
We
people,
got
go ahead.
everybody don't understand that idea though. Because the system with their uniforms look more legitimate than the way we wear uniforms. They call our uniforms gang colors.
Uh huh.
That's your tribal uniform, to identify the tribe you from. It's not gang colors. They use the Machiavellian system of uniform, and they use it under Uniform Commercial Code. Notice it said code, not law. And when they follow the code, they use the trinkets of Machiavelli on their chest to make them appear to be bigger and more important than you. Look, I told this story before. My sister was in the military. She was staying on the Army base in called Fort Stewart in Hinesville, Georgia. And I was down there staying with her because she needed a babysitter. So me and my niece, we used to be walking I used to be taking her all over the my other niece and nephew at school, me and the baby, we'd be all over the base. So one day, the sergeant major is coming. All of the soldiers is polishing their shoes extra shiny. They making sure that their creases extra sharp. And I'm like, who is this nigga? The first black sergeant major of the United States Army. That's who he was. So when he get there, I want to know who is this sucker that make all these men get so on they function, on they post, on they deen, as they say in Islam. Who is this nigga? So when he pulled in, they pull up to the mess hall, and I'm walking with my niece, and I hear a couple of the soldiers say, straighten up, man, here comes Sergeant Major, straighten up. Get at attention, get at attention. I'm like, I ain't no goddamn army. Fuck his attention. So when he pulled in, he got another general with him. That's the general of the base, who is a Caucasian. So I walked straight over there to him. Hey, what's up, man? You the first black general, first black sergeant major in the United States Army for real? Or they just saying that? He said, no, I'm really the one. Right? So I had a conversation. I'm 17 years old. Thugged out my mind. I want to know why you got so much power. So after I have a conversation with him, he tells me if I join the Army, make sure that I have my sergeant send it up the chain of command that I met him at Fort Stewart. But I never joined the Army. But that rub, right? That rub was more important than ever seeing him again in life. Most of us don't want to be a part of this system because the system has us labeled as outlaws automatically. That's why they got so many prisons. If we didn't need prisons prior to the 1800s, why do we need them in 2026 and we ain't learned nothing? Why did the population of the prisons continuously increase over the years when it should have been decreasing if we had been learning something? But then when you study something called the prison industrial complex, and that slavery never ended because you are subject to involuntary servitude or slavery after you've been convicted of a felony. Let that sink in.
13th Amendment. Yep.
The police is the continuation of the slave patrols. They just got a more detailed uniform to make themselves look even more legitimate. They not.
Right.
They are a foreign occupying military masquerading as our local peacekeepers. They not the peacekeepers. Their job is to enforce the policies of the corporation, not the law. The only law is the great law. So if they ain't enforcing the great law, they not working for us.
Right.
And this is why when the sheriffs, just the duly elected common law sheriff, I gotta say it that way, is called to the forefront by the matriarchs to secure their enclaves, because that's what they call them, enclaves. If they was fenced, they would be embassies.
Mm-hmm.
The embassies then we can treat them like a foreign jurisdiction and we don't never have to go in the embassy. So they created the enclave. The enclave is to look like it's part of the structure of the land when it ain't from the land.
Right.
All these barristers, though even the term they go by, barrister, is straight out of London. Bankers. All
That's
of the
right.
bankers is directly tied to Switzerland. Well, who the hell tied to over here?
Right.
Why is all our money got to go on the other side of the ocean?
Right. Somebody playing games. Somebody said, all we recognize in our past and future lives on earth or look unrecognizable each time we come.
No. I recognize Billy Carson from multiple past lives being my big brother. I recognized him instantly. The first time I seen a video of him some years ago, I knew who he was, right? I remembered him. I remembered him in lab coats. They wasn't white lab coats back then.
Right, you ain't lying. Same thing. Go ahead.
But I remember him saying on one occasion, he was saying, now, when you mix these two ingredients, you have to stay back because sometimes if you pour it too fast, it'll cause a reaction and it'll blow up. I remember him telling me that standing in front of the beaker in a past life.
I remember you too, Rod. I remember you before I met you. I remember you. Like I remember you like from a long time ago. And Billy Carson. That's the same thing with me. I remember you, Rod. I'm telling you. Like this ain't the first time we been doing this. We do this shit every time. Every time. Like how we do this every time. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So
we recognizable to other people that's woke. That's why you get that term real, recognize real, and you looking real familiar. Because the only people gonna recognize somebody is the ones that's not an NPC. All NPCs don't recognize shit. They don't know who they is. They don't know. They have no memory of no past lives because it's their first life, and probably gonna be their only life. They're just placeholders in the game. So a lot of them gonna get turned off because they didn't ran their course.
Somebody says, how much mastery over wind can you have? I think controlling solar wind might be the ceiling for me, or does it need to go further? How much mastery over wind can you have? I think controlling solar wind might be the ceiling for me, or does it need to go further? So I guess you're trying to see he's an airbender. Go ahead, right?
Yeah. So when you tap in to your frequency, the only limit is the one you can put on yourself. When you start learning this stuff, once you learn it, you can't unlearn it. You know it now. Only thing you can do is practice and expand at that point. The practice is the training to develop the faculty so that when you really need it, you can use it.
Somebody said, is it the maritime law and commercial code that's under natural? Okay, so it says, is the maritime law and commercial codes under nature, under the natural law?
It's way beneath natural law. That's called contract law on the scale of law.
Go ahead.
Right. Universal law and galactic law is way above contract law. This is why the women have had a right to verbally reclaim everything by doing it on the land, in the open, with witnesses in the public domain. And they got a universal frequency that it causes. They know what's going on. They just can't stop it, and they mad, and they butt sore. because they lost and we won.
Somebody says the policy enforcers, police, are foreign agencies who hunt, terrorize us, and we're supposedly to seize and decease, but haven't
That's what he said.
would should. Okay, I see a cease and desist, assist and decease, right? People send that letter, but he said, why haven't they? I guess what he's saying is, say who should the copper colored original Americans call on for help? So I think he's saying, since they continue to doing what they're doing, who should we call on for help when dealing with the agencies, dealing with these agent Smiths? You know what I'm saying?
Excuse me.
Go ahead. Hey, y'all hit that subscribe button. Hey, make sure you show raw love on the Cash App, right? We're gonna put that on the screen for you in a minute for the people that ask. Go ahead, Rod. Somebody said
every time somebody send them a cease and desist piece of paper, it's working according to the rules of a system. It's not our system. You can't use the enemy system to overthrow the enemy system, because the design of the enemy system, as long as you're using a system, they know you don't know your system. And that's why we had to go back to the oral traditions to even get to the point we at now. Our system is based on husia, authoritative utterance, exceptional insight. You got to have the correct people serve the public notice, eviction, of the usufruct of the colonizers, right? The oldest written matriarchal constitution is called the Iroquois Constitution, or the Haudenosaunee Constitution.
the Great Law.
It never been overturned. It's never been repealed. It's just haven't been being used by us. Because that was the last, when we seen them come with the paperwork, that was our countermeasure. But it tells you to do, remember we had to do the Article 77 eviction notice in the public domain, but it ain't us to evict. I had to just read it. Now, the people whose really job it is that'll have an effective measure is the matriarchs, because this they shit. Right? And the people that run this system has acknowledged and bowed down to Empress Redbird. Now, she had to have somebody that can help her to navigate their BS in order for our system to serve notice of eviction to their system. But we couldn't do it until we reached a critical mass of tribal awareness among all of the tribes of the land and all of the ceremonial tribes and all of the solitary families that's not part of an overall tribe. We had to speak up for everybody, even the ones that think we're trying to take their shit.
Right.
They think we're trying to take their position. We don't have time nor the luxury to stop and say, no, I'm really working for you, just like I'm working for me. Right? And because you don't know what I'm doing, I can't stop and show you everything right now. But if you pay attention, I'm following our system that's going to eventually take over whatever parts of their system that we can salvage and use for the benefit of the collective. And the rest of it, we got to serve notice for it to evaporate. It got to leave. It can't stay. And that is not my law. That is not my opinion. That's not my belief. I know this to be the absolute galactic law of the earth. It's the highest spiritual law of the earth. And the oldest contract on earth designated Earth as a feminine planet. That means that the women is the ones who inherit the Earth. The proof of this ownership is tied to the mitochondria, because you got mitochondrial in the soil that responds to the collective call of the matriarchs, who's not responsible to give a damn about your president, vice president, who you think is a good celebrity. That ain't got nothing to do with the matriarchy. The matriarchy's job is to secure resources to ensure 7 generations of unborn have a proper start to start the new age. At the close of every age, Big Mama coming home. Just because Big Mama may not look how you want her to look or talk how you want her to talk, it don't mean she ain't here. And they know this because they stole her blood to find out if she was who she say she was. They've been following her whole life, just like they've been following me, and a lot of us they follow.
Yeah, that's the same thing the Empress did.
Yeah,
the Empress Verdiacee said they got a picture of her when she was a kid in the Smithsonian Institute.
Yeah. So when you look back, go back to the show for those that don't know how they follow us across lifetime. Wasn't that the name of that show, Elder? How they track us across life?
Yeah, which one, man? Maybe we got so many damn shows, but I know we did that one.
Where we went over how they use the ephemeris and the stars to track us when we come back.
Yeah, I can't remember which one it was, but that is I think was it part. It might have been part third. No, it was part 10. I think it was part 10 of Big Mama's house.
You find out what it is, put it in.
Yeah, I'm gonna post it. Yeah, I'm gonna post it in the comments when after the show. I'm gonna find out which one it is.
They followed us in life. They know who we are. They know who you are better than you do.
Somebody said about the highwayman. They really jackers. Go ahead, Rob.
The state troopers are police. They're not sheriffs.
That's right.
They still part of the same London-based apparatus called policia or police.
That's right. They highwayman and jackers. That's what they are. The highwayman. They used to rob us, man. Rob Big Mama's stage coaches. Hey, Rod, you got anything on all? Because I heard shout out B there. I heard B there talking about the earthquakes going on, and so many earthquakes that happened in the last couple of weeks or so. What's your take on all the earthquakes going on? Go ahead, Rod.
All that tell me, in truth, is that there's a whole bunch of sisters that's tired and want to know where the imposters are, so they shaking their ass. The sway the matriarch cause earthquakes.
Oh yeah,
that's fire. It's targeted to show you where the last stronghold of the parasitic human types are.
Let me write that down. Yeah, it's good. That's a good drop, right? My damn pen. Damn it, I'm about to remember this. Hey, we'll take about 2-3 more questions, and let's see. What infiltration happened in 1812, 1820? I think you're talking about the 1812 war. How was old world tech suppressed, and Negroes just went with it?
You have to put that up. I gotta see that question.
Yeah, but he spelled it out. So he spelled the Negro, he spelled it out. So I can't put it up, but it says what infiltration happened in 1812 to 1820. How was old world tech suppressed and Negroes just went with it?
Didn't nobody just go with it? We still fighting the same fight.
Right.
We didn't go with it. But it was some Negroes that created the system. That's why it looked like we was going along with it, because the ones who was down with it, they orchestrated it, they didn't have no problem showing themselves in it.
It looked like us, but they ain't us.
That's all I'm saying.
They the one with the white hood on, and they said kill Whitey, and the whole time they the real Whitey. You know what I'm saying?
The black hand dangling from under the KKK robe. The most feared thing in the South.
Somebody said Admiralty maritime law is an oxymoron. Okay, all right, he just okay. We'll take one or two more questions for Chief, man. It says somebody else got. All right, let me just scroll down. We are the people they don't want to know. Okay. Hey, Rod, I got a question for you, Rod. Because it seems like we forced to fight handicap matches when it come down to defending our own heritage. And like I told the dudes, I'm a Washington. He said, no, you're not. This and that. Right. And then they pull out artifacts from the Smith that the Smithsonian Institute put in museums. And then meanwhile, we gotta scramble and look. We got artifacts still out there that some of our ancestors was able to keep hold on. But a lot of the stuff they burn, threw it in they try to get rid of it, say it's from Africa and all this other shit. You know what I'm saying? So we forced to fight we supposed to go into a handicap match in defending our heritage. I don't think that's right, man. What you think about that, bro?
Look, if I take Mike Tyson to a junior high school in his prime, and I tell all the kids who gonna fight him, how many of them you think gonna fight him by themselves?
Hey, not everybody that's smart.
So in order for the fight to be any semblance to fair, I'm gonna have to turn all of the boys on the playground loose on him.
Right?
And that's called a handicap match. They still not gonna win.
Hell no, they're gonna get knocked out one by one. I'm telling you.
Most of them gonna turn around and run after you slap about 3-4 of them.
Yeah, when the first guy get knocked out, I didn't see that happen. Go ahead.
That's equivalent in the X-Men of Juggernaut. Juggernaut, the X-Men, the business, right?
Uh-huh.
The term Juggernaut is something so massive that you can't overcome it so easily, right?
Uh-huh.
Now, it's an episode of the X-Men that came on in the 90s, right? In this particular episode, Juggernaut running the Wolverine and a couple more X-Men on a ship. He kicking their ass. This was the Dark Phoenix series. And Juggernaut, he whooped Wolverine, I think one of the ladies, I think it was Storm, and another one of the dudes. He was just whooping them like they wasn't nothing. All of a sudden, the dude from the what's that called? The Shi'ar Empire came down out of nowhere, and Juggernaut punched him and didn't do nothing to him. He grabbed Juggernaut by the hand and slung his ass halfway around the world. If they don't get the gladiator from the Shi'ar Empire, they can't beat us.
Right.
Right. We always gonna fight a handicap match. We take on the challenge. We take on the challenge not because we're looking for the challenge. It's who we are to win.
Right.
It's already it's in us. It's not on us. We naturally the most difficult people on earth to overcome because we at home. We got home field advantage. So if we got home field advantage, they have to cheat and still lose.
That makes sense. They pay off the refs and shit. They paying off all the refs. Go ahead. The anthropologists is the refs. You know what I'm saying?
In the war we've been fighting for the last 500 years, how they've been cheating was all of the people that can make the change and make the difference and restore the matriarchy, they start murdering them.
Yeah.
Because they start murdering them to take them out. After the assassination of Malcolm, we had a military genius that don't nobody know was a military genius say, this is the last one you gonna kill right here.
Farrakhan.
And now, if you understand the rules of war, you will understand why he said that, because he had to put it in the public domain. He didn't tell you what we was gonna do about it. Ain't none of their business what we gonna do about it.
They saw what happened when they did Martin Luther King. We burned the whole city town down. Goddamn, they had to call it. Yeah, don't play with us.
That's what they
We'll
wanted
burn
us
it.
to do.
Yeah, to keep the war going, right, Roy? Because you explained that on another show.
Every time we blow up like that and we go to them marches, they say, "See, told you." They don't know who they is.
Damn.
We had to starve their system out. It's hard to starve their system out when Big Mama got a lock on her bank and all we got is fiat for survival, monopoly money.
Right.
But soon as Big Mama say, "Look, unleash the hard asset, shut down the debt-based lien system," it's over with.
That's happening. That's like it's happening. It's a transition right now on that. That's happening right now.
We have to be mentally, emotionally, and spiritually prepared for when she do that. That's why it takes so long. Because you got to look at how many people just in America alone, but we reaching people all over the world with it, and we waking people up in foreign lands at the same time. But just for the domestic side of things, look at how dumb we was 5 years ago. Motherfuckers took that shot like that was some real shit.
Right.
And I'm looking back shit crazy saying it ain't what y'all think it is. Don't take the shot. Don't wear the mask. It's a control measure. It has nothing to do with the truth. And so people thought I was totally out my mind insane.
Yeah, my aunt been the same way.
I went into the medical books and explained the whole pathology of corona and COVID, which is actually two different cold viruses. And
they ain't gonna let us talk
Lysol
much
still
on that,
don't
Roy.
have-
But trying to mess with us, man. They still, because I had to, in order to get my other shit. Hey, but this right here says this right here, the last question we'll take, Roy, about the central casting. It says, quick question: central casting is one of the biggest smoke screens. Will they be sent to Gizmo to be dealt with too?
Central casting is there by military order. They're not there to do what y'all think. They're not there just to deceive. They use central casting to get people to play roles while they're doing what they call a highly sensitive military covert operation. Central casting is an intelligence agency. The same way most of us don't know the internet was created by the military for military reconnaissance and for distant communication between military personnel. It was never supposed to be a public accessible tool.
That's right, Rod.
Somebody's seen the money-making potential of something called the PC, something called a laptop, and something called a smartphone.
Mm-hmm.
We can get trillions in fiat for this. By the time they figure out that it's all military, we know all their information.
Damn. That's so true, bro.
And we're not gonna have to subpoena them. We're not gonna have to tell them to give me this. We're not gonna have to interrogate them. All we gotta do is sit back now and watch. That's why I hate social media. Now remember, I told you every time we go live, they're watching us on the Titantron in Raven Rock, Colorado, because they know what we're doing. I be saying that because a lot of the people think that the government side of things is unaware of the tribes reclaiming their birthright. They know.
Right.
All of them. All them JAG officers and military intelligence officers that walked out with Trump in 2017, they know.
Yep.
They just didn't think I was real. They thought I was a mythical fantasy in the minds of our people. But when they knock for me, I'm gonna show up. I don't have to like it. I'm gonna get talked about. because I'm gonna think outside the box. I'm gonna be called names because I don't look like they think I should look. My hair ain't curly enough. My skin ain't light enough. My eyes ain't bright enough. Right? I'm coming on public platforms with blunts in my hand, cussing motherfuckers out. He ain't real. He's never gonna show up. You goddamn lying. My mama told me to do something. It's gonna get done of this magnitude. I don't care what y'all try to do to stop it, because they not allowed to kill me, but they allowed to lock my ass up. They just can't kill me. And when I discovered that they wasn't allowed to kill me, that let me know why all them chances they had to kill me, they didn't do it. I didn't know they wasn't allowed to kill me because I'd have been a lot more brash, brazen, and I probably would have caused more problems than it would have been worth if I'd have knew they couldn't kill me. The only person that could kill me is one of us. It gotta literally be one of us. They not allowed to kill me because of my birthright function.
Right.
They know that I have to speak up for all of the chiefs that they got behind them concrete walls and them steel bars that can't speak for themselves, because you can't speak up as a bond servant. You have to be out of their custody and out of their physical grasp before you can stand on the land and declare yourself a free man and speak the will of the mothers to the people. They know.
Yeah.
This is not a secret to them.
Hey, we had like 8,000 people on tonight, Raw. Everybody hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Hey, we got like almost 1,700, almost close to 2,000 people on. Hey, everybody send Rod $20, man. Show Chief some love for this class, man. This is another banger, man. This is notice the agent, notice the principle, based on our tribal traditions, our oral traditions. Everybody send Chief $25 right now, man. Somebody send him 100 if you got it, to put him in the game till the next time we come on, man. Everybody show him some love, man. Yeah, man, we had about 8,000 people on tonight. We appreciate you for coming out to kick it with us, man. Roy, I ain't gonna lie, Roy. Now that I since you came out and man, you started telling me about the black hand and all that, and just pretty much if you check the algorithm now, we hitting them. Hey, it's more people saying what we saying. It's like it's a more like so. Every time I go on TikTok, Instagram, all those channels, everybody is on. They ain't going no more. They saying the same thing you saying. As far as like what you've been teaching for like the last, and I went back and checked because somebody asked me, I think it was my old lady. She asked, how long you and Roy? Man, I just checked the timestamp. We've been going for 5 years on this shit, man. I said, damn, that's a long. It don't seem like that much time went by, but it's a long ass time. And man, now you can see the algorithm. Go ahead.
We got hundreds of videos together.
Almost 600 and something tapes, man. It's crazy. Like, yeah, and all them shit's 2 hours, 3 hours, some of them 4 hours. Yeah, that shit crazy. So, but I see the algorithm, man. Like they own it. Like we up to speed. Go ahead.
Remember in the beginning when we first started with the hashtag Free Larry Hoover, and I said this is so that we can take over the algorithm. Way back then, 5 years ago. We have to take over the algorithm by oversaturating their system with who we are and what we know. And at first, a lot of the people that's coming out thought I was batshit crazy. And then when they seen some of our receipts, it made them go find out if our receipts have any validity to them.
Right.
And then it probably was a totally unrelated person. This contagion of aberration like a mofo right here. A totally unrelated person said, what you working on? Oh, I'm working on this. I seen this on YouTube, watching these two dudes. And it sounded like they was making some stuff up. And I was trying to find out if it was real. And they said, well, was it real? Like, yeah, it was real. But I don't know how they seen it because this is hard to find.
Yeah.
So the person they talking to said, well, what did they tell you? They were telling me how they was Indians and how they got tricked. You know what my grandmama said? We was Indians and we got tricked. Let me go over here and find out what these suckers talking about. And
Yeah.
then when they find their receipts from their family's history and their study groups and whatnot, they bust out on the internet and say, they right. We was already here. Them other people frauds. They look like us. They ain't us, right? The only problem we have right now is we are victims abusing other victims of the same fucking victimizers.
Right. Right, Rod. I figured
It's,
it out too. Go ahead.
it's like two daughters getting raped by a stepdaddy the same, and they fighting each other about the individual molestation.
Huh.
We all got violated. The
That's
$5
right.
Indians on the reservations got violated when they was took from Siberia, when they was took from where the land, where the Huns come from,
The
where they was took
Filipinos.
from
Yep.
their Basque, when they was took from their Basque communities and told they was us and gave our history as their history,
Yep. Yep.
right?
They screwed
That
them over too. Yep.
they the same. They being victimized just like them telling us we ain't from here.
Yep.
We both victims. That's why when we come for the redemption, we have to claim all of the tribes the same. Because we all need to be healed from the trauma. Big Mama
That's
said,
right, Rod.
fix the problem, don't take sides, fix the problem. So I have to tell the truth to shame the devil from standing in the position of right, holding my righteous reward. Them people are just as much victims as we are.
That's a fact,
Not
Rod.
only are they victims of a false identity, like they gave us a false identity. Their girls was coming up missing,
Yep.
raped, murdered. Their children was coming up buried at Indian schools and seminary schools. The same way they was burning us out of villages and towns, right? They was abusing them people too.
Yep.
If you're gonna look from the God's seat, you don't never punish the victim for being the victim.
Go ahead, Rod. Talk to him.
You only punish the victimizer. They didn't want to punish the victimizer. That's why God in the Bible never punished the devil. He punished everybody that the devil fucked over. But he did never punish the devil.
Right.
Because that's them. They the devil that don't never want to get punished. And they only want God to punish the victim. He shouldn't have been a victim. That's why he was a victim. It's not his fault. He was minding his own business, living his life, and you interrupted his life in order to victimize him.
Yeah, that's a damn boy.
Stop. We don't have to all agree to get along. We don't supposed to all get along because we different people. But we supposed to recognize the truth that's in front of us. We can't get out of it if we don't get them out of it because they got us tied in the same lie. We 45-pound barbells on both sides of the goddamn bar at the bench press. You can't bench press and only lift one side. The other side gonna fall off.
Right? That's
and
damn
then
sure
you're
right,
lose the whole bar. You can't punish the victims.
Real good
we
analogy.
Might as well just every time a dude rape a chick, we just lock her up. It's retarded. It doesn't.
That's crazy bad shit. Yeah.
Yeah. So the ceremonial status allows us to use whatever they got on their res, wherever their res is. We can still use the key that's there because that's why they still there. If it wasn't a key there, they would have wiped their ass out too.
Damn, boy.
So we have to look to the ones on the res because they telling us something. We can't fight with them because they was victimized like us, and we both trying to overthrow the same oppressor.
That's right.
This is why they had ceremony Muskogee Creeks going in to put Atlanta and Cop City on notice.
That's right.
We couldn't get in the building that easy to put them on notice. We was under scrutiny from the time we was walking up to the door. But because they look a little different than us, they didn't think that them young ladies would have the gall to come in there and read the declaration from the matriarch of the Muskogee Creek as a ceremonial tribe that had the right to honor Big Mama's wishes by serving that eviction on Atlanta and Cobb City. Atlanta is not the Atlanta of old. It's an overlay. That's why they don't call it Atlantis. They call it Atlanta.
Right.
They don't want you to know that you was already there. They want you to think that they just made it up.
Right.
Right? Atlanta was the capital city of Atlantis, but it was called Atlantis City, Atlantis. It's just like it's a state up there. Was it
Atlantic City, where they got the casinos at?
it's a city that got the same name of the state.
Yeah, Atlantic City. Atlantic cities. It's I think it's in Jersey, New Jersey.
No, it's the city have the same name as the state.
New York, New York.
That's one.
I'm
That's how
trying to think.
Atlanta was named like New York, New York.
Uh-huh.
That's a perfect example because that's the Empire State. That's
Right.
where the Dutch landed at. In the Portuguese. That's who they tried to make the deals with. They're talking about they sold a Manhattan for $5.
Yeah. And said we was Indian givers. They gonna tell us we Indian givers.
Every chief, all you got to do is ask your AI how many different male chiefs told them that they did not believe in selling the land.
That's right.
And how many of them said that trying to sell land is like trying to sell your mama.
That's right. And that's why Stan Wade and them got the play put on them by John Rolfe, even though he was a half breed. John Rolfe put the play on Stan Wade and them from the Cherokee Nation because they essentially sold the land to them cats. So they said, man, we don't sell land over here. That's a wrap. They gotta go. And that's why I put the play on all them boys, huh?
Tecumseh told them, Chief Pontiac told them, Sitting Bull told them, Crazy Horse told them, Standing Wolf told them, Red Wolf told them, White Cloud told them, Black Cloud told them, Thunder Cloud, a whole bunch of chiefs. So how is it that people would believe that we actually sold the land? We never sold the land. They don't own the land. Even in their court paper, it tell you that America, the United States, doesn't own America. They tell you that in their courts. They say
they really don't have DC.
Yeah, they say it is the property of the indigenous tribes of the land. Now, the $1 million goal trick was don't never let them know that they the indigenous tribes of the land because the $5 Indians can't take it back.
Right. That's what I was wondering, Roy. I was like, damn, if they the real indigenous people, why they won't go to international courts and file charges? Because they can't. That's why.
They have no claim to the land.
That's why.
Only that down south clay dirt walking. And they offspring, they children, they descendants have the blood and the right to reclaim the land.
And that's why they tried to stop the Empress Verdiacee from going and file charges, because she could really file charges. Malcolm X could really file charges against them. That's why they had to stop her. Yeah.
But now here go the trick though. They didn't have to go to none of their courts. They could have did a matriarchal council in public, served the notice for all of the colonizers to leave, and gave instructions to the men on how to properly protect us, and it would have been over. Everybody that tried to do it got murdered.
Yep.
Before the matriarch can take over, you have to know your culture, because you won't be of any use. And if you got too many people that we can't use in our system, we're not ready to run a government. How long we gonna leave these people in power? What did Noble Drew Ali say how long they was gonna stay in power?
What he said, what I can't remember the exact, was it 200?
He didn't give a time frame in numbers. He said, I'm gonna
He
leave
said
these
till we wait.
people in
Oh,
power
go ahead.
long enough for what?
For long enough for us to wake up. It was something like that. I know exactly what you're saying. I remember
Long
the
enough
Nobel
for us to
League.
learn how to run our government.
Yeah, okay, that's what it was.
He said, I'm gonna leave these people in power long enough for y'all to learn how to run the government.
They trustees. They not the owners. Yeah.
He couldn't cancel the contract because we wasn't prepared to receive the estate. The spotter couldn't let go of the bar because we couldn't lift that heavy ass weight.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now it is all we gotta do is go back to our own system. If you don't know what our system is, we got a cheat sheet called the Iroquois Confederate Constitution. That's our cheat sheet.
Yep, I got the whole thing rolled up already on a tape. You can listen to the whole tape in the Native American Chief School. You can listen to the whole breakdown. The Great Law.
I'm putting together some study guide pamphlets for fundraisers for the matriarchs for what they're doing. We would prefer people to not donate in fiat, but it's about to be Trump notes floating around. The Trump notes is the gold-backed currency. It's been officially released at 12 midnight July the 4th, and the fiat was officially deceased at 11:59 July the 3rd. Okay, now, why are we not seeing Trump notes?
That's a good question, bro.
Somebody did ask this question about maybe a week or two ago. I answered it, right? But I didn't fully answer it. The answer I gave back then is still true. It takes time for the new currency to get into circulation because you got to get a certain amount of the old currency out first.
Right.
Okay,
that makes sense.
That's only part of it. The second part, they can't release the hard currency until the public notice from a council of matriarchs unlock the treasury, and they got to have the banking redemption seal. It's only one person I know that produced one.
Bradbury.
And the only reason why that's important to the other tribes is the enemy called her over there and gave her the stuff back.
The Rothschilds. Goddamn
right?
Rothschilds, bro.
They was the bankers that was the lead banking cartel, just like the five families, right? Mafioso, La Cosa Nostra. Only they over the banks. When they gave her the return to her, the paperwork they wrote up, that's like when you get out of jail and they give you your receipt for the stuff you had on when you came in. It's the same shit.
Yeah.
That shit don't mean nothing to us. It means something to their system in order for their system to know who to listen to in order for us to get our estate back.
That's right.
Not a state, our estate. You only have an estate if you are a beneficiary, right? And you can only be a beneficiary if they know who you are.
That's right.
You can't be at the reading of the will and some strange motherfucker don't nobody in the room know, and everybody in here been knowing each other their whole life. In comes some strange motherfucker. He said that I was his brother. I was his son. We ain't never seen you before.
Right.
Right now. So the people in charge, remember, they've been following us our whole life. The people in charge of giving it back gave it to her. She ain't the only one got paperwork though that they gave back. There's other matriarchs.
Warhorse.
Yeah, they haven't gave her all of her stuff yet. They gonna give it to her though, right? They
Mhm.
right now they pacifying her by giving her little bits and pieces.
38 some hundred, yeah, acres or something like that down in Slawdale.
Right. They
Mhm.
only give that's not all of her stuff.
Nope.
If you don't believe me, ask her. That's only some of her family's estate. That's not just like that wasn't all of Empress Verdiacee estate. They
Mine a
give
little
you a
small
piece,
Monroe. Common
right?
Monroe. Yeah.
They give you a piece. They give you a piece of your stuff, so you don't ask for it all back.
Pacify you.
Empress, right now, Empress Redbird said, "No. Not only do I want all mine back, I want her to have hers back. I want her to have hers back. I want her to have hers back. I don't just want mine. I want them all to get it back. Everybody that got their proper affairs in order, they got a stake in this bloodbath that we swam through. She want all of them to get it back. The ones who aid and assist us in getting it back, whether they did it intentionally or not, we feel like they deserve to be compensated for their aid and assistance, even if they play decoy duck.
Mm-hmm.
We need some decoy ducks sometimes. Sometimes we need somebody to run a red herring.
Right.
Sometimes we need somebody to go out and slaughter a pig. And as long as everybody is trying to work progressively in the same direction according to what they know, they don't got to know it all. They got to just come from the pure place, tell the truth, shame the devil, stand in the position to right at all times, and they free. Now, the person that can figure out how to put the most of us together, right? And take that to Big Mama and say, this is the only way we can get it back. I don't run nothing. I'm Chief Pontiac, but I don't run nothing. I work for the matriarchs.
Yeah, me
Everything
too.
I
Go
taught
ahead.
myself over the years is what they are using me for right now. When I get done, I'll worry about it then. I ain't done
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah, Rod, you pick them apart, bro. You pick their ass apart. I ain't gonna, yeah, I ain't holding you. You pick their ass apart, boy. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, the whole layout.
So when the structure is restructured, which is in the process in real time, and the event is established for the tribe, have their tribal leadership, they big mama, they big papas, they Uncle Jimmy's, they Uncle Jack, they Uncle Charlie. Hey, Chief, Big Mama, check this out. This is if we follow suit with this blueprint, we'll have it back in a year. All of it.
Mm-hmm.
Global in a year. We'll have this back in a couple of months. But we can't stop with us. We gotta get everybody's stuff. Because if we only get ours, everybody that got their stuff gonna turn around and be a burden on us.
Makes
It's
sense.
big mamas all over the world responsible for their area. When they trickle up, it comes out to 4 specific geographical regions with 3 big mamas or 2 big, 2, 4, 6, 8, 3, 6, 9, 3 big. Wait a minute. Yeah, 3 big mamas from each quadrant. They meet up with the one who issued the first proclamation of the matriarchs to take their own sector back. And then in the instruction manual to the women, it actually tells them the vibrations and the frequencies and how the spiritual world, anybody that don't follow this collective agreement of the matriarchs on earth, the frequency is going to treat them like a parasite and
Mm-hmm.
shut their ass off.
Mm-hmm. That's happening
It's,
now, Rod.
it's going to revoke their mitochondrial rights on earth. It's going to reverse the polarity. So instead of feeding your cells energy, it's going to suck the energy out of your cells. This is why you're gonna see all this weird shit. It's gonna first come out as a blast frequency of Schumann, which is supposed to be Schumann.
Uh-huh.
When it flips back to Schumann, it's gonna be like a car moving real fast. When it turns the corner, what do you hear? Now imagine the loudest you ever heard it, but it's only inside your head, and it lasts all day long.
Oh yeah, that'll drive you nuts.
That's what it's supposed to do. The ones that are gonna experience that have a real worm.
Huh.
The real
Like
worm,
scratch on a chalkboard.
right? The real worm, you can't kill the real worm by mitochondrial reduction. It doesn't have mitochondria. You have to kill it by frequency. This is why they're showing you all these new rodent repellent devices that doesn't affect the dogs, but it make the rats and spiders run away. It's outside of the dog's parallel frequency, so it doesn't affect them. It's the same with the real worm. The real worm, you can't kill it by mitochondrial reduction. So they gonna get it the worst. Most of them have no clue they got a real worm. They actually think that's them. But really, the real worm sedated the character and personality of the real person and became an exaggerated version of the person.
Yep.
You see,
that's true.
they're gonna be when that frequency hit, that frequency blast, they gonna be running in the walls and all kind of shit because of that sound in their head they can't get rid of.
Yeah. I think I seen a movie like that, bro. I can't remember the name of that movie. It was a movie like that showed it. Oh, man, what's the name of that movie? Yeah, man. Look here, man. Everybody hit that like, hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Like I say, hey man, everybody send Chief $25. If you can't send him 25, send him $5, send him $1, whatever you got. To show up some love for this class, man. We're gonna be back though. We're gonna keep you updated on the land as the beasts go down for the count, man. And once he go down this time, we ain't letting his ass back up. We ain't letting him back up this time. See, we were nice guys last time. We felt sorry for him, but we ain't letting his ass. Once we got him on the ground this time, we gonna, like my granddaddy used to say, when you're fighting a man and you get him on the ground, keep him on the ground. Keep him on the ground, man. Because it's hard to fight unless you're a ground and pound type of guy. But the beast ain't no brown. Go ahead, what you say, Roy?
Up here, they got something called the Briscoe rule. The Briscoe is a type of boot. Don't fall down, because then the Briscoe rule is in full effect. Especially if you big as hell.
8-pound stomp.
Yep, you gonna get Briscoe stomped.
Straight up. Hey man, we gonna keep that beast down. We gonna keep him down.
It's funny you said that because it brought it to mind, the Briscoe stomp. But me, I can't do that no more. I did that one too many times. Now, if they hit the ground and they can't get up, I have to go the other way. I can't do it. I can't Briscoe them no more.
Yeah, I'm trying to one shot.
Unless they really deserve whatever happened to them.
Right.
Then not only will I Briscoe their ass, Briscoe, Cisco, and Donnie Brasco their ass. So I give them the whole business.
I'm like Big Took. Big Took said he too clean to be wrestling with you. He got swole so he can hit you with one punch. Yeah, I'm gonna hit you with one punch. One good shot. You know, Big Took said he went wrestling with the niggas, man. He hit you one time. And Raymond Washington, they was on that one hitter quitter.
Look, ever since I was in high school, right? Dudes that knew I had hands, they said, man, I wouldn't even fight your ass. I'd shoot you.
Damn.
So listen, later on, I was going through the joint. I had started lifting. I started getting big, right? So they like, see, you a big old nigga, man. I wouldn't even fight you. I had to shoot you. So I said, oh, yeah. Everybody talking about busting at a big nigga bust. Got my weight up with my hate so I can pull these triggers. The kickback kicking from a monster clip. Heavy metal too strong to bomb from the hip. Might rip through your flesh, leave your whole body mangled. A graze to your shoulder and your arm might hangle from a string, have you screaming in pain and shit. Belt chain feeds, motherfucker clip. C4 crossbows will keep you with the shock. My howitzer machine gun'll level your block. You niggas need to stop spitting threats in vain. Fuck with this big nigga, leave your ass in pain. Spitting fully automatic, Gatling guns and shit. 44 Bulldog, that's as small as it get.
Hey, that's small as to get. Shit, you going to got. Hey man, that 44.
So I'm telling them in the song, I ain't get this big. I got this big so I can shoot the shit. I'm gonna be shooting back at your ass while you shooting at me.
Look, you're right. That bulldog, that man. My granddad had one of them, man. That joke could blow the hinges off the door. Fire drop out that motherfucker and everything, man. Shit. I'm telling you, my brother had one. Matter of fact, my granddaddy gave it when he died. My brother got the gun, and then somebody stole it. He gave that gun to my brother. He gave me some other shit, but he gave my brother that 44, man. Somebody stole it from him. One of his own boys. Yeah, man. I was mad about that. I say, man, he should have just gave it to me because I would let nobody jack it. But that 44 snub nose bulldog, boy, that would sound like, hey, it don't sound like no gun. It sounds like a goddamn bomb going off. That long, hey man, I'm telling you, bro, that's some big shit.
The first 6-shooter compact semi-automatic 45 was called the Pitbull. And you can shoot full 6 shots, but they fit in the palm of your hand. It's called a 45 Pitbull. The next one was they couldn't make 45s that with high capacity rounds because the bullets were so big. But they have a company called Pear Ordnance that came out with something called the P14 45. It shoot 14 times. That was a lot for a 45. The only 45 that used to hold high capacity like that was the Tommy gun. The Tommy gun was a 45 with a drum clip and a stick clip.
Yeah.
That was the preferred weapon of the mob. Do you know why?
Why?
If they graze you with that 45, you ain't getting away.
Oh yeah, it's like that 45 ain't no joke now neither. Now. Shit.
Yeah,
that's why 45.
I say graze to your shoulder and your arm might dingle from like. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Hey, shout out that boy Jedi, man, for the super chat, man. What I was gonna say, hey man, make sure you show Raw some love too on the Cash App, Jedi, man. Send him $100 to put him in the game. Man, that big shout out to the boy Jedi, man, because he did put a lot of super chats in for me. What I was gonna say, yeah, Raw, everybody get up out of here, Raw. You can drop the mic and walk off stage. Hey, y'all, we're gonna be back. Sometime with the day. We'll be back next week with another one. We're gonna try to keep you updated, and I'm gonna have more research for you coming out on what went down in the Mecca. I got a whole bunch of receipts I've been downloading, so I'm gonna now that I know how to do the slides where they won't make it skip. I'm finna get them, bro. I'm finna get them. So yeah, hey man, hey, we love you all. You know what I'm saying? As always, free to three Chiefs, Dr. Balakazi York, Larry Hoover, and Jeff Ford the Air Rookie, man. We out. One love, one heart. Waduk, man. And peace and love to all the matriarchs that's rising on the land, man. We out. Hey, all right, Raw, I'm gonna hit you.
Okay. Peace out to the family.
Peace to the tribes. We out. Never have it been made so clear.